Hi, I'm Joshua, a naturalist for Five Rivers Metro Parks, and we're also here with Aaron Roykamp, another naturalist, and a special guest, Grace Dietsch, our biologist for Five Rivers Metro Parks. And we're here at Woodman Fen. Now, Woodman Fen, you probably hear a lot of buzz about it. It's the only fen in Dayton, and it is certainly a great place to explore. I mean, it's nestled in an urban area in east of Dayton, but it's just incredible biodiversity. I just saw a couple of birders that left here, that were out here, and they saw magnolia warblers and just lots of other fun stuff. So it's definitely a place to come to, and we're just going to go explore some of Grace's favorite spots and also hear a little bit about its conservation success. So let's go.
So when you go down the boardwalk, and as the boardwalk splits and gets into a loop, you're greeted by this guy right here. This is a beautiful sycamore tree, and it's easily identified as a sycamore because of this platy bark that readily sloughs off and flakes off. And an interesting fact about why it does that, so this bark doesn't stretch as the tree grows. So most trees allow the bark to kind of flex, and it grows and it furrows deeper. This one doesn't do that. It lacks that elasticity. So it just kind of flakes off, and it leaves behind these beautiful grays and blues and greens. And it's really a striking tree. And one of the best things about this one, being so close to the boardwalk, you're up a little bit elevated, and you get a really cool bird's eye view of some of these limbs. And we've even had nesting hummingbirds nest in these limbs. So I highly recommend coming out and seeing this tree later this summer to see what kind of birds are nesting in it. So this is one of my favorite spots at Woodman Fen. This is when you first walk in on the boardwalk. You'll come across this really wet area, and there's this really cool looking stream that'll go underneath the boardwalk. And if you look to your right, you'll see some of these really cool plants. This is called a skunk cabbage. It emerges very early. It actually came out sometime during the winter when it first popped up. And one of the cool things about this plant is why it can do that, because it's a thermogenic plant, which means it can kind of regulate its own temperature and create a warmer environment for its leaves, its roots, so it can emerge when everything else is covered in snow and ice, which is pretty cool. And it gets its name because if I were to really crush up these leaves, I'm not going to because the leaves are beautiful, but if I were to crush them up, it would emit kind of like a skunky, stinky smell. But that smell is really attractive to its pollinators, which include flies, beetles, and some other insects. It's really cool. And then there's some of these little seedlings right here called jewelweed. So later in the summer, those jewelweeds will get really tall, and you'll see tons of butterflies and other insects flying around them. So this is another one of my favorite spots. We're still along the boardwalk, and this is on that outer loop of the boardwalk where it kind of ends, but it really overlooks what I like to call the heart of the fen. And this past winter, Parks and Conservation staff did a lot of work out here. We did some work called restoration work. So a lot of this, the heart of the fen was getting overgrown with a lot of woody plants. So staff came out here with tools and equipment, and we cleared a lot of that woody debris out. You can kind of see all through here all the hard work that went into restoring this site. It took many hours, but it's proven to be well worth it. So out here this spring, we can already see a lot of really great specific plants coming up that don't grow too many places in Metro Parks. And one of the most beautiful plants is called Queen of the Prairie. We like to describe the blooms as looking like cotton candy, the pink cotton candy. So this summer, probably like July time, these little plants will be 6 feet tall, and they'll have these beautiful pink blooms. So I highly recommend coming out and seeing it. And you can kind of see behind me how shrubby all that is out there. And while that's great, and we love that look, it tends to lower diversity, and it can outcompete some of these really unique plant communities that we have here in the heart of the fen.
Wow, this soil is really spongy. Could you tell me a little bit about why that would be here?
Yeah, so the soil at the fen is mainly made up of peat. And it's no different than the peat you might, buy in the landscaping store or mix with your potting soil to grow plants in. But this peat has been organically formed through, some of the minerals that come in through the water. So the fen catches a lot of storm water from the surrounding neighborhoods. 1,000 houses, their storm water rushes into the fen, gets cleaned, the minerals get deposited into this peat soil, and what you're left with is this awesome black, just really rich soil. And because it's peat, it's just very flexible, it's spongy, but as you can see, it also makes the trail hold lots of water. So if you come to the fen and you want to walk this outer loop, which I highly recommend, make sure you come prepared and wear some footwear like this. Well, this place has got a really cool story. So this property was once owned by a private landowner. We have a plaque dedicated to him at the front entrance by the parking lot. But our former director of conservation, Dave Nolan, he established a really good relationship with this landowner. And he really taught a lot to this gentleman about what this place has and how special it is and unique it is. It's largely based on that soil that I spoke about. But when Dave first came out here to take a look at this place, it did not look like this. It was covered in buckthorn and other invasive species. Because remember, this piece of property is just surrounded by development, right? So we have all these outside pressures and influences to really bring in undesirable plant communities. So Dave saw the vision though, and so did other Metro Parks employees, and it was quickly learned that this is a piece of property worth protecting, and the landowner agreed. So we were able to purchase it from this gentleman. And now it's a beautiful metro park for all of the Montgomery County citizens and beyond to enjoy. I think one of the most important things you can do is just take that extra initiative and become educated on what's out here. Come out here and learn about it, read some books about it. The plants and the animals here, they have no voice, and so they need more advocates. It can't just be on the shoulders of your Five Rivers Metro Parks employees and our volunteers. It really takes the community as a whole to take that initiative and learn about it and ultimately make it a priority to protect places like this. It was a beautiful day here. I had a blast, and I hope you all come out here and enjoy Woodman Fen.
Now I know what you're thinking. If you're looking to come out here yourself and you're not sure where it's at, all you have to do is go to metroparks.org, go to places to go, and then scroll all the way down into the conservation areas and then click on Woodman Fen, and up will come a map to show you about where to go and all kinds of things that you can possibly see here, and you can learn more about it and come out and check it out for yourself. So thank you for watching, take care, and we'll see you out in the trails. Bye-bye.